Alrighty, and welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start, as we always do, inviting you to visit Caddyshack IL on Facebook. Caddyshack, a locally family-operated cat rescue, totally non-profit, saving lives, one little teaspoon of cat food at a time. Please help them. The only way to help us is on patreon.com/JacobV. You get free exclusive. It's not free. You get exclusive supplemental additional content to this free podcast at the price of $1 per week. You get a minimum of 4 monthly exclusive content drops. And tonight, brother, the No Antics is at the Off-Broadway. That is 12/30/22 Off-Broadway, opening up for Middle Class Fashion and Blonde Guru. And that's going to be a content farm. I have one of my dear friends coming to harvest all sorts of resources for me to populate the Patreon in the coming winter season. And so if you're in St. Louis and you hear this before tonight, if you're one of the rare lucky people that can come out to Off-Broadway because you heard my voice right now, that's amazing. Make sure you let me know. Come on down. Text me beforehand. I'll guest list you. Who gives a fuck? Again, going to be really, really great. Blinded by Stereo just had a really, really great show at the old Rock House, opening up for Cave Radio and Jesus Christ Supercar. Really, really successful show. I was absolutely teleported to another planet. The Holy Spirit entered the chat. It was absolutely lovely. My headphones are not loud enough. And what else? My last single, Easy Livin', has been picking up some traction since I started using it in Instagram posts. So if you haven't heard Easy Livin', I had this honky tonk piano riff that I wanted to put over a gay bar kick drum, and I think it turned out okay. It's all over my Instagram, and so people have been listening to it more. Every month we get favorite songs on Spotify. December is really good. I heard, shout out to KDHX, local community radio here in St. Louis. DJ She Heals is part of a new lineup of programs there that I've noticed are trying to be a little more inclusive and a little more up to date. And DJ She Beats had a crazy mix this afternoon that really, really hit me like a lightning bolt in my chest. So some of those songs are on my Jacob V's favorite songs on Spotify for December. Joe.
Yeah.
I love you so much. I'm confident that you're recording the correct audio because I'm pretty sure I'm getting your computer audio right now, but that is okay. Me and Joe, I thought this episode would have been out an hour ago, but me and Joe have been, we've been really figuring out the best way to do it remotely and whatnot. Quit checking it. As long as you know it's recording right, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
I need you to focus on me right now. Okay.
Okay.
I need you to focus on we are having a conversation.
I am. I'm focused. Don't worry.
I'm not worried.
I got my
circling the web. Okay, so I saw this circling the web, and apparently a pilot from Southwest posted this about the current crisis happening with them, and blah, blah, blah. He said, I don't know what to say. Southwest Airlines has imploded. Their antiquated software system has completely fried. Planes are parked, crews are stranded in airports with passengers volunteering to take passengers in the parked planes, but the software won't let us. Phone lines are overwhelmed for both passenger and crews, blah, 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 blah. He goes on for a whole page here. He's embarrassed. He doesn't know what to do. So apparently Southwest cheaped out on their software updates the last couple of years, and that's the cause of I thought it was a strike at first. I thought they were striking. I think that's what people started to say. But like the whole Christmas week, Southwest has been, the past 5 days, they've been non-operational. And they famously don't have a centralized hub. And so a big part of this week has been they have staff stranded all over the country.
That's crazy.
And so it's not just that people said, no, we're not flying these fucking planes because we want more money, because that's the first thing I heard.
Right.
But it's been a complete failure of all of their infrastructure, at least technologically. Is that Teddy? Is he being rambunctious?
He is, but he's not.
You know, those labradoodles can be cantankerous.
That is so crazy. Yeah, it's just like a total breakdown of like Because it's the only industry where you're sending people, I mean, such large distances at once, and you're responsible for them. I didn't even think about that. Like, they're responsible for all of their staff across the country.
Well, because if they choose to operate today, this is coming out on Friday, 12:30. That's what it's 12:45 a.m. that day right now. And so if they operate today per usual, there's people that had reservations for today that they'll have to honor. But then there's also 250,000 people a day who have been affected by the outage for the past 5 days that also need somewhere to go or something to do.
It's like, it feels...
Some of these people are paying $2,000 for a United or American Airlines ticket to supplement their Southwest cancellation.
It feels like, you remember how like the first, like the unveiling of everything back in like the 30s and 40s was like basically a circus. Like, you'd go to a circus and they would show you how a bicycle works. And it feels like we're at that circus, like we're at like and this is the new airplane. But at the same time, everybody has $2,000 flights that they've paid for that they have to take for business travel. So it's like it's like we've just discovered the technology, but simultaneously so many industries are relying on it. And that's just so fucking insane that this is the breakdown of a society. It's just like Rome, like they had plumbing, but
I was just about to say, it's just like when Genghis Khan stormed the gates at Rome.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. Like, it's like we have all this tech, but it's not usable because... Well,
and I worry about this. I was telling somebody about this today. I was at O'Reilly Auto Parts, shard out. It's a shard out. Shout out to O'Reilly. Yeah, I got you. Oh, Auto Parts. That's where I get my shit. The running tail lights on the Grand Marquis are out, and so I think it's a fuse because it's both of them. But it's not the fuse I thought it was. So I bought a whole kit of fuses. It was only like $20. It's a whole bunch of little car fuses. But I got to figure out how to get those back on. But the guy's system was running slow, and I literally went Kennedy on him, and I was like, yeah, brother, I feel like just like the infrastructure is just crumbling, and just broadband is just going to weaken over time, and we're just going to be perpetually frustrated because we never really got to where the internet was as fast as we thought it could ever be.
Yeah.
And then right before we get there, it's just going to start getting kind of worse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so apparent in so many industries. Like the amount of technology we have to run a restaurant now, and how we might as well go back to paper tickets. Like, we might as well go back to just writing things down on paper and handing it to a cook, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a guest check.
Yeah. And just making up prices as we go. Just like, yeah, it's $3.75, you know?
Speaking of crazy, so you sent me this article about this guy, Alexei Veniv, who believes that his discovery is both the greatest and worst in the history of mankind, as it poses unnerving questions. Now, I thought this was interesting, so we can warm up on this. He actually is an audio guy, and was making a plugin, and he basically discovered proof that math is engineered. Can you describe to me why this is interesting?
Me?
Yeah. Who else? Oh, bitch!
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you. We had an audio. We have an audio disconnect.
Who had an audio? This is my mother's gonna. My mother just turned off the podcast just now.
Basically, what he's saying is because like the end of philosophy, that is logic, is mathematics. And so when you have like a balanced equation, and that's why physics is such a cutting edge study, because you can literally, without having to test anything, you can understand through math what, the future, what something is going what's going to happen. You can
but is the common understanding currently that math is just it's a natural phenomenon?
Yeah. And so
right.
Well, I think what he's failing to talk about in this article is basically like the concept of the topology. Sorry, the topology of math is still problematic. Like zeros, stuff like that. Like 0 technically does equal 1. And so it's. I think he's kind of failing to, but I think he's also saying that if we could create a perfect system, it would be inherently natural, because he created this environment where where there are, where numbers are not necessary for dictation, and it was able to dictate without them, basically.
But what does that mean to normal people?
Where? What?
I mean, I'm trying to get to the point of why this. I understand why I think this article is interesting, but I'm struggling to tell people who have no idea what we're talking about yet.
Can we cut this in post? Just let me reanalyze this article.
Oh, no. How about no? How about let's do it together? How about fuck you? I can't believe I almost even considered it.
Well,
so
I don't understand what he's talking about here with the MIDI information.
I don't care about the MIDI information, but basically, the implication here is he went so deep in his psychotic research with his design of this software that he came to the conclusion that at the most fundamental level, the math that we understand and use to measure or predict or theorize about the universe is itself must be in some way constructed as opposed to just the natural balance of things that we can observe. Meaning, which to me indicated that maybe it's support for the idea that we either have a creator or that creator created a simulation that we're living in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was the gist of it. I'm glad I got that out of it. But that if you go deep enough into the bullshit, you discover that the math and in this case, the theoretical physics that we use to understand the most complex aspects and history of the universe, that actually started somewhere with some kind of intention or design.
Yeah,
I think that's
the kind of,
isn't that what we're talking about here?
The thesis here is if abstract mathematics contains not just a system of rules for manipulating numbers and variables, but also contains a freely defined fixed information that is readable by a person, then mathematics does not just exist, but it was formed because mathematics does not evolve. And since physics cannot be formulated without such mathematics and physical processes clearly obey the mathematical rules, it means that a creator / higher power / intelligence / God exists in relation to the universe. For the author, personally, everything is proven here. No, that's not necessarily true. By coincidence, if the values on the impulse graphs above are sorted in an ascending order and are then displayed as in independent graphs, they collectively form a stylized outline of a human eye.
Oh my God.
That's terrifying.
Holy fuck.
Well, okay, so
this is again people can dig. This is a little early in the episode to dig this deep into this specific thing, but Alexey, Aleksey Vaneev, Vaneev. It's an interesting rabbit hole to dive into. This story originally I think I saw in September, and I don't know if you're into either audio or physics or both. Check it out. On a totally different note, a palate cleanser, if you will, Dogface got nabbed for grass in Idaho. You remember Dogface?
Who is this?
Dogface was the Latino guy who was skateboarding and singing along to Fleetwood Mac and drinking cranberry juice. You would love him. He's a juice guy. You love juice.
I'm all about the juice, but I can't.
You are way into juice right now. It was like at the beginning of quarantine on TikTok, there was a Latino guy riding a skateboard and singing Dreams by Fleetwood Mac and drinking cranberry juice. You don't remember that? Yeah. So his name is
guy.
Yeah, his name is Dogface something, and he got arrested for possession of cannabis in Idaho.
Yeah,
I know. Oh, you thought we had just when you thought there were no more obstacles to overcome, we're still arresting
people for grass.
Yeah, this man is a national treasure, and he can't have a little grass. Oh, Teddy.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
Tedward. No, he's fine. He's precious. Pets notoriously hate this show and either want to be on it or want to destroy it. So
That
it's
is
not
true. They're trying to.
It's not
They're
his
like,
fault.
"Stop."
It's the call. It's the call of nature.
Yeah.
Titanic director James Cameron says he commissioned a study about the door scene that will be released in February alongside a remastered version of the 1997 film. Apparently, James Cameron is he hates his own money and time so much that he's commissioned a study to accompany the anniversary re-release of the film. I don't know how many is that? Would that be 25 years?
Right.
And it digs into, well, actually, he couldn't have been on the door with her or whatever. I don't know why that's such a point of contention. Fuck him. So that's the Avatar guy, right?
Yeah, he's also the Avatar guy in Avatar 2.
Yeah. He said some crazy shit about Native Americans. There were some Native American groups who are upset with kind of just the tones and the implications of the Avatar films, which is understandable. But he said something like, well, if Native Americans could travel forward in time and see how poorly their what's the opposite of ancestors?
I don't know.
Their successors?
Proteges.
No.
They're avatars.
No, okay, but if James Cameron was saying, which is not a bad point, but maybe a bad point to make if you're like a white billionaire, was like if the Indians, these are his words, back then knew how badly Indians now would be doing, they would have fought a lot harder. I can't believe I'm doing a quote from James Cameron and you're yelling at the dog. I can't fucking believe it. Everything's being recorded.
Now it's being recorded because it just hit the unmute button on my microphone. So
you
had
muted it. Oh, I wish I had known that ahead of time. You were trying to sabotage this show.
The dog is.
You make me feel like I can't do this without you, and then you try to sabotage me at every angle.
I'm destroying this episode. I'm so sorry.
But James Cameron thinks, I guess, that Native Americans during the Trail of Tears didn't fight hard enough. So they took offense at that.
I don't think that was intentional that he made that.
Obviously, he didn't intend that, right? Just like I'm sure the settlers didn't intend to traumatize an entire race of people for eternity.
Yeah. You know what's funny about James Cameron is he's so on the autistic spectrum.
Fuck.
Like
he's got to be.
He's wild. Like when he won the like fucking Academy Award for it, he was up there and he goes like, it was the most crazy thing. He goes, I'm the king of the world, but nobody said anything in the audience. Like nobody really cheered or applauded. Yeah. He was just on the stage, I'm the king of the world, and then it was silent. He's so crazy, that guy.
Yeah, because didn't he, like, after making the first Avatar, didn't he spend a lot of time in a submarine?
Yeah, he went down. He's been the deepest anybody's ever been in the ocean.
Why does he have to do that?
All these guys, it's just like the guy with the plug-in. Like, they just, want to make sure that what they're doing is meaningful and not just art, Next thing we know, Woody Allen's going to be fucking getting a Nobel Prize for...
No, Woody Allen needs to quit fucking.
The Fields Medal for mathematics. He's an Ashkenazi.
I'm not talking to you about Jews of any kind for any reason. I will not. I'm not doing it.
Destroyed the episode.
You are not. Well. You are not going to technically sabotage this show for 2 hours and then come on here and talk about different types of Jews. I'm not doing it with you. You will not get me. You're a plant. You're an industry plant.
This is we have just butchered our entire future.
You were sent here by KMOX to sabotage guerrilla warfare media.
Hey, what about the New York Times Jew culture? What do we think about that? Huh?
Nope. You know what? Anybody got a hand grenade?
A French hospital was partially
No, this
evacuated.
is exactly what I was just about to say. Dude, this is great. This is a true story. A French hospital was partially evacuated after a senior citizen came in with an artillery shell lodged in his rectum. The 88-year-old patient visited the hospital to have the antique explosive removed, but instead ended up causing a bomb scare immediately after the doctors began removing the object, which measured almost 8 inches long and more than 2 inches wide.
Nice. Respect.
Yeah. So not just did he have something stuck in his ass,
Yeah. That is so fucked up, man.
and not just that it was a bomb, but it was
Yeah, he really
an artillery shell from like World War II era, wasn't it? Isn't it like a super old,
let me see.
yeah, you'd have to, let's follow up. Let's check on this guy's ass.
French hospital bombshell ass guy. Let's see what happens. Let's see what this.
That's hard. That's a hard
feeling
search.
lucky.
French hospital bombshell ass. That's what you just that's what you just Googled.
Feeling lucky.
Okay. Yeah. Click that one. I finally broke this pill bottle I keep my weed
Yeah.
in.
Oh, really? A man with World War II explosive in rectum. They have a picture of it. It looks like shit. They did that on purpose. Hey, better safe than sorry.
I've always said that.
With the explosive asshole under control, doctors had to perform a surgery on the kinky man to remove the massive shell. Jesus, what the fuck? That's some Germany shit. No, I don't know. It doesn't say what era the fucking missile was. Oh, World War One, motherfucker.
That's crazy.
Jesus.
That thing's so old. He's more likely to get tetanus than to actually blow up a hospital, I think, at that point. Where did he have it? It couldn't have been his. That's his dad's bombshell he put up his ass.
He was like, this is the shell that almost killed my father. I want to have it fuck me while I jerk off.
My grandfather saved this in the war.
Lube it up, Daniel. Lube it up, Davis.
Seriously, World War One, that could have been that guy's grandfather that brought that back from the war.
That's
that guy's
cool.
88, but 88 years ago from now, I can't do that math. That's 66.
I love that it's like
Right.
it's like definitely a tradition handed down by his father, but they saw that thing and he was just like, check this out. This is what I brought back from World War
Okay,
I.
so 88, he would have been born in 34. When did World War One end? If his grandfather had kids before he went into World War One, it's totally reasonable to think that this guy who was born in 34, his parents
Yeah.
were those children. And so this guy's grandfather was in World War One.
Yeah. He's definitely
He comes home
like an 80-year-old for sure.
He comes home with this bombshell, leaves it to his kids, just for his fucking shithead grandson to turn 88 and shove it in his own ass.
He's like, no. His shithead grandson knew exactly what he was gonna do with it when he saw that thing. He was like, I'm all out of electric toothbrushes. I got one more thing.
Is that what it looks like?
Yeah.
You never showed me a picture.
No, there's okay, you want to see? I can screen share here.
Not really.
Let me see. Go live. Check this out. It's on Instagram. You saw it?
It looks like shit.
Yeah. Man, I mean, like I used to use Sinex bottles to stick up my ass, and that pretty much is on track. Well, like the fucking the guy that they caught who was the killer, the assumed Zodiac killer. He had, like, when they raided his house, what was in his house? They found like the biggest, because you work up to that. So like you keep having to find bigger and bigger things to stick in your ass. And luckily I never got past like nose spray. But this guy like had like a fucking dildo the size of like a lantern. It was crazy. And they actually show it in the Zodiac movie. If you look close enough, you can see it in the bottom corner. You're like, oh, there's the dildo.
Which guy was supposed to be the guy that you're talking about? Because I was very convinced it was like 3 different dudes.
No. This is well, I'm just talking about generally people who stick things up their ass, and I immediately thought of the Zodiac killer.
I don't think I've ever stuck anything up my ass.
You're not well, that's just not your thing. That's okay. It's a wonderful experience.
Really?
I used to really enjoy taking shits growing up, and that really was where it kind of all started.
Really?
You know, I used to like to let a shit kind of stay in my ass, like it would just kind of, my ass would just kind of suck on it. You know, and I would just not take a shit in the morning, have a cup of coffee, and I was like, I feel nice. It feels nice. It's relaxing. You know,
with an ass full of shit.
Yeah.
I fucking hate you. You are the bane of my existence. I did pull this article for us, or this headline for us to talk about. So, I mean, it is my fault. I started it.
Yeah.
But man, you finished it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing that all men.
Are you coming to the big show tonight?
Huh?
Are you coming to the big show tonight?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to get off early.
What time are you supposed to be off?
Well, I can get off probably if we're not busy. It's Friday. If we're not busy, I can get off. Head down there, get down there by 9, so I can get off at like 8.
No, we're playing right at 8.
Fuck, I can't make it then. Probably, I'll try my best.
Oh, you rat bastard! You don't even care about me. It's okay because you're a member of our Patreon, and I'm harvesting the whole thing.
Oh my god. That was terrifying. I seriously thought you were fucking dying. I seriously was like, I don't have time to do this.
I got a guy. I got Matt from Odd Soul in the Sound coming to record the audio and shoot video and shoot photos, and and I have a camera I'll have set up and I'll have board audio, and the whole thing's gonna be Gucci gang.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I'm really excited because we're going to play a lot of the songs off the new No Antics LP that we've been working on. I recorded like all the keyboards in like one day for the most part, and it was exhausting. I thought I was going to die, but I had to leave it all on the dance floor. And so there's going to be 10 totally new songs, in addition to what I think is now 6 singles out there on Spotify for the No Antics. Blonde Guru is Noah's band. You know Noah from the musical round on the Gravois? Mm-hmm. That's his thing, and they're great.
Yeah.
And then and Middle Class Fashion's in between, which Matt F. Basler and Dylan are full-time members of now. And I've always loved Middle Class Fashion. I remember when they first started, and I've always loved them. And Jen is like Judy Garland and Ben Folds had a baby.
That's great.
She's great. They're great. It's a perfect lineup. I'm going to document the whole thing. And if you hear this morning or this afternoon before the show, No Antics right at 8 o'clock Central Time, 12:30, 22 at the Off Broadway. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, I'm playing New Year's Eve, a private party in Clayton, I think, with Fresh Rain.
That's exciting.
And yeah, it's great. I just did trivia tonight at Bluewood Brewing. We do trivia there every Thursday at the Bluewood, and I just sold. We're going to do 4 bingo games, brother. We're doing January 11th is the first one. Keep up with them because I'm going to start doing some more little pop-up kind of things. They have a lovely little stage there, and I love hanging out there, and it's real easy for me to get to. So I think I'm going to do some piano sets there.
Mm-hmm. You know, you're a fucking really good piano player.
Well, it's been a lot more lately. I've been playing a lot of keyboard because I've been teaching it so much.
Yeah,
I play keyboard all day at work, and then and I always wanted to be able to do that. It's just been the last year really that I don't know. Also, if you're into that kind of thing, there is a whole me and a piano at the Heavy Anchor on Patreon from this summer. Was that summer?
Mm-hmm.
And that turned out really nice. That was a lot of fun. So if you're not on patreon.com/JacobV, go check that out. I think we can let our audience go. I wanted to just kind of pipe out a little 30-minute little banger before the show tonight. So to let everybody know what was going on. And we had some headlines kind of accumulating. I kind of always dump this stuff. While I got you here, let's talk about some of this stuff that you're in charge of that I need access to. So guys, that's another episode of Jacob V Weekly. High five. You can follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe, rate, review, share. Any interaction helps. Instagram I'm in charge of. That's at Jacob V Weekly. on Instagram. Keep up with us there. But also, we have these contact forms we want to use more often. JacobVWeekly@gmail.com. Or you can call the show and leave us a voicemail at 314-632-6602. Find original music by Jacob V on Spotify, Apple Music, blah, blah, blah. Also, No Antics and Blinded by Stereo. Everybody on my Christmas list got the new Blinded by Stereo LP this year. So, I got an alert. Security alert.
This is the Jacob V Weekly email.
I love it. And again, as hard as it is, we're linked up remotely so we can keep the show going. I don't mind the Discord thing. This is nice.
We're going to get better at it.
I don't know if it would work if I was streaming, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's just, hard enough to, I don't know what we're going to do.
For sure.
I don't know what with Joe ass.
We'll get better. But this is all a project.
What else do we need to promote?
I don't have anything.
Oh, good. Okay, good. I was worried about that. Joe did get... Me and Joe really want to make a guitar pedal, right?
Yeah.
We really want to make one. And Joe is closer than ever to being in a position where we can design something. Joe actually knows a lot about this stuff. And so when I'm looking at you and I'm thinking about stuff you could promote in the future, I'm thinking, if we did a guitar pedal, even if we just made a dozen of them.
God, it's going to be so awesome.
That'd be a real boost for us.
Yeah, it'll probably end up being some sort of utility pedal or amp in the box. We don't know yet.
Yeah, it'll be like it'll just make your guitar sound like shit.
No, that's stupid. I hate that.
No, I want it to just sound like fucking shit in a box.
No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna have like
a good healthy shit. Do you remember that guy on TV that was always telling people they needed bigger, girthier shits, and he was selling some kind of supplement?
I remember that. You sent me that. That was really crazy.
That guy was the best. I love that guy.
He was like talking about his son's shit and his shit. He
was saying my son's shit's so good now because we take these green pills every morning.
Yeah, no. He thought
my wife could shit through a screen door. No, wait, that's bad. You don't want that. That's not what he was talking about.
Yeah, no.
I get my things mixed up. This is a disgusting episode of this show.
Yeah, this was hard.
This has been awful. I don't expect good feedback about this at all.
No, we're gonna have the best clips in the last 5 years though of the.
Oh, are you gonna start making clips? You fucking degenerate.
No, we're gonna have the AI do it.
Oh, you know what? Don't give away my idea, but I would love fucking AI to make my clips for me. Everyone's talking about, it'll write you a poem. How about fucking get my clips on Instagram? How about
doing some fucking work? The AI, they come over here and they're already lazy.
Oh, look at me. You know what, bitch? I want to write poetry too. How about the AI goes to work at Wendy's so I can fucking write poetry?
That's fucking a great fucking point, Jacob V. Weekly. Like, why are they giving the AI all the jobs that we would be doing if we had
I need the AI to make Filet-O-Fish in a timely, orderly manner. I don't need AI to be doing portraits. We want the AI to take over the jobs that nobody wants so we can have enriching activities like portrait making.
Yeah, they retired AI before it could even do any real work. They're like, it's making music.
Yeah. It's going to it'll write lyrics to songs. I want to write lyrics to songs. I don't want to make Filet-O-Fishes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, we invented the AI so it can have fun for us. Okay, great. Thank you. It can express itself. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm glad the AI is here to do everything that... So I'm glad I can go fucking deep fry 40 tacos at once at Jack in the Box while the AI is out here drawing pictures of all the pretty girls on Instagram.
Yeah. Taking one and asking to come over and smoke weed. I just want to take some pictures of you. Like, I just want to do like some pic of you in the shower. Like we can smoke some weed. Do you want to smoke? They always want to smoke.
That's the AI? The AI sounds like that?
Yeah, the AI is always trying to like hang out with my
The AI is like an e-boy, like an unemployed like trust fund kid?
Yeah, and he's always trying to like smoke, and he's always trying to take pictures of girls naked.
Yeah, this AI is a douchebag.
Huh?
This AI is a douchebag.
Yeah, he is. He's a fucking asshole. He probably manages...
I want an AI that I can look up to. I want an AI that... I want to see the robots in the morning and say, God damn it, they're working so hard.
That's fucking right. Yeah, I want like an older brother AI that just comes
I want to
in
be
my room.
inspired. I want to be inspired. Like, like when you had like an older cousin that went away to the army or something,
Yeah.
you're like, my God, maybe someday I can be as good of a man
Yeah.
as him. That's what I want the AI to be like.
Yeah.
Right now, the AI is like some fucking French kid that is an exchange student who fucking gets the lockdown on the whole scene for a semester, and like nobody can fucking get a word in edgewise because everyone's like, oh, he's so cool, he can draw pictures of me where I look like a Martian.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
I could draw pictures that look like a Martian. How about the AI fries me a taco?
Yeah, right. Yeah, why can't the AI maybe mow my lawn or maybe do my do some like lawn work?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I saw a perfectly healthy, creative young man out in my yard scooping poop today. And why can't the robot scoop the poop?
Yeah, that's what
That
I'm
man,
saying.
that man could be writing a poem about anything you tell him to write a poem about. Instead, he's got a skull tattoo and he's scooping poop.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm like, you hire people to come over to your house and scoop all your poop. You might want to plug them, actually.
No, I don't remember the name. They got consolidated. It used to be. No, they're not a sponsor, so I'm not plugging them.
Yeah.
They already don't come enough. If I
Yeah,
start plugging them,
plugging
getting them all the business for free, then they're gonna be too busy for my poop, and I need my poop scooped. We're thinking about going to twice a week because I have 3 big dogs.
Have you heard of ChatGPT?
I don't know what that is. If it's somebody
the-
else's business and they're not paying us for this right now, I don't want to talk about it.
No,
This
it's
is
not
a massive
business,
platform.
It's an AI. It's for the
Do you
AI
know how
on the
massive
internet.
this platform is? It's an AI.
Oh,
Does he
it's
fry
so-
tacos?
Oh my god, it's so busy you can't access the website. That's crazy.
Oh, is that the new one that everyone's been talking about on the podcast?
Yeah, it's like the new one that you can like it answers any fucking question. It's crazy. Well, it can do homework remarkably well. Like it can answer complex algebra questions remarkably well as differential equations.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about any of that shit. Schools are done. I don't know why people are even still going to school. Schools are so
It's
fucked
so
up. It's such
funny.
a waste of time.
Well, you know what? I didn't realize I was part of the future when I was at my high school because what they did is instead of having recess, basically, every teacher was required to teach an hour of foreign language, which was just this shitty online program that everybody could cheat through. And it was the biggest scam I've ever seen. And basically every kid would go in there and just fucking sleep, and it was total bullshit. But every teacher was required to teach like a class of this because it was basically just like a bullshit hour. But it was they had completely outsourced their entire foreign language program to like this shitty fake online program, and that's actually the future of all public school. Is it's just going to be bus drivers that are watching all of us in some gymnasium, and we're just going to be required to like fill out some stuff on laptops, and then they're going to pay them, because what's happening is the reverse of what should be happening. All the teachers are leaving, and in states like Arizona, they're saying, okay, well, we're not going to pay you appropriately, so we're just going to like lower the requirements for teaching. And it's like,
Yeah.
great. That's seriously a horrible, horrible step in the direction. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that.
No, you're right. It's happening in Florida too. They're like, well, if your husband was in the military, you could be a teacher.
Right. No, it is. It's so like
They're like, if you've ever met a Marine, come on in.
right. Do you know what a bald eagle is? Come on in.
Did you ever consider being a Boy Scout? Well, you could probably go ahead and just be a teacher.
Yeah, I mean seriously, it's so like
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. When you say seriously after I talk, it makes it sound like everything I say is a joke.
I mean, imagine if they treated like engineers or scientists like this. Well, we need more scientists. So like if you want to do some science, like you can just like fill out this online thing and you can be a scientist. Like what? No. Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I just hope they just like, I'm going to go back to high school. I'm just gonna go back to high school and ace everything because it's all.
I don't think you would. I don't think you would ace everything. I would just avoid why risk it?
I hate you.
You got out pretty easy the first time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of compliance training. It's not really about, oh, you're so much smarter now.
Do you want to hear some gay ass shit? I
don't know if you can talk like that.
I just fucking failed a class for the second time. This semester.
You're planning on failing it a third time. That's why you said that.
I just, it's been a long day. I literally worked all day. Got up at 8 a.m. this morning, and I worked until fucking midnight. And I actually, but the one moment I can seize some freedom is co-hosting on the Jacob V Weekly podcast.
See, this is what I'm talking about. So we need the AI to go work in the fucking restaurant and drop off the chicken fingers at all the fucking people's tables.
You remember that movie, The Prestige?
No.
That movie, The Prestige, was great because David Bowie plays Tesla, and Tesla creates an invention where you can multiply yourself, and so he has a clone, and so Christian Bale has this clone, and he makes and they trade off jobs, and I'm just like, I see that, I'm just like, man, that would be so much easier than my current life. I could just outsource half of my days to somebody else and then just take on the rest of them, the other guy. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Well, but then are they always out like that, or can you put them away?
No, they literally just became like brothers.
So you can duplicate yourself, but it's permanent?
It's permanent. You just create it.
No. I want like a Mr. Meeseeks, like a version of myself that'll just go away when that version of myself is done with the thing I need it to do.
But I think what I don't like about that is it takes away from because the reason The Prestige is such a good movie is because Christian Bale, who ends up being the better magician, is tasked.
Right.
He has the task of having to develop a relationship and get organized with this other version of him, where Hugh Jackman, who's the worst magician, he just kills every one of his clones.
Why?
Because he wants to have all of the glory of the trick, because they're trying to do a trick. There's a singular trick that they're trying to accomplish. You've never seen that movie?
No.
You've got to watch that movie, man. That's like the best Christopher Nolan.
Oh, it's Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, with David Bowie.
I must have seen a part of it. Is that the one where one of them drowns?
Yeah, there's a drowning scene.
Yeah, that was. I saw that scene. I used to watch this lady's dogs, and she had all the movie channels, so I would get to see all kinds of cool stuff, and there were never any commercials. But you don't get to pick when shit starts, so you stumble upon something at a good part, and you're like, "Well, I'm going to watch this," but you don't watch the whole movie.
Yeah. Well, that's how TV works.
Yeah. We were wrapping this episode up, and then we got sucked into AI and education. Man. About what though? What else you got?
I don't know. This could be like one of those Adult Swim cutscenes where we're just like high, just calling in, just like.
Are you high?
No, but I'm fucked up. I mean, I've been drinking, and I took a ton of kratom today. I'm really into the kratom right now.
Oh my! Will you talk to me about the kratom thing?
So okay.
I feel like we finally warmed up.
Yeah.
Now we're dialed in.
Yeah. So the kratom, if you take like the intense kratom, it's called kratom extract, which is it's like $10 a pill, but like. If you take it, you can get to like Adderall peaks, but what you got to do is you got to avoid aspartame, and you got to avoid like soda and shit. You have to have like a pure lifestyle. So you take that shit, huh?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you could wake up and you have like a salad, and then you have like the kratom, and then that's like a great Adderall substitute.
But why? I still don't understand the effect of the kratom because I've never had it.
Kratom just kind of makes you feel like it's kind of like weed, but you're sober. So it makes you just feel like, oh, I can handle this. So it feels like the same. The high is similar to speeding, but it's not like. But you don't feel, you're not like,
Huh.
And
I'm still not 100% there, but I'm open. My heart is open.
Yeah, you just got to watch out what you mix with it. If you just keep like a pure lifestyle and you don't have anything that.
But I don't understand what happens if you mix something with it.
One more time.
I don't understand what happens if you mix something with it.
What happens if you mix something with it is you get like tragically and like horribly tired. Like tired in a way that is like horrible. Like you feel like even when you're walking and moving around, you have to lay down. Like it's a horrible, which you could call a headache, you could call onset flu symptoms. If you want to simulate having the flu immediately ever, like if you are like super addicted to feeling like you have the flu, like if having the flu helps you jerk off, like you should take kratom and drink a diet.
Why
Coke.
would you say something like that?
Because this is entertainment.
Is that a thing? Have you ever heard of that?
Well, have you ever heard of people that like to they want to get a disease, so they want all the STDs, and so they're trying to like have sex with all the people with the STDs. You ever heard about that?
Okay, but do you think that's common?
Oh yeah, it's a real thing.
No, but do you think enough that you could say that with the proverbial second person? Like, well, like when you're trying to get all the truck stop diseases. Is that what you're saying? You're saying, how sometimes you just want to get a disease from a truck stop?
Here's what it is. Here, people who chase STDs. Let's see.
What does that have to do with us, is what I'm saying. Do you sympathize with those people in some kind of way?
It's called bug chasing. But of
bug
course
chasers, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, but what if you like are like a small time bug chaser? You're like, oh,
you're a small time bug chaser.
Stephanie had the flu last week. Where did she sleep? Let me go find her pillowcase.
Ew.
And sleep on it.
But this is where you're losing me. Why? Why would that happen?
Like, I don't know. Some people are just into that.
But you're saying that kratom makes you feel like you had the flu?
Well, like like what I'm saying is that if you want to feel like that, I gave you a surefire way to feel like that.
And that is how?
And that is take a kratom extract and have a Diet Coke, and you'll want to kill yourself.
But oh my God.
Yeah.
But you like the kratom. You just don't have the Diet Coke when you're on the kratom.
Yeah, Diet Coke when I'm on the kratom is a fucking nightmare. The only thing I can handle is cranberry juice and tea.
So, yeah, you're drinking a lot of juice right now. What kind of tea?
I'll just do like a black tea. Hold on.
Like an unsweetened black tea?
Yeah, I just do like a black tea. Like I would avoid there's a tea that's made by. You just got to make sure you have like a good, like a pure tea. I think the Pure Leaf is the best one. But or if you get it from any restaurant, the restaurant tea feels
like a
great.
brewed tea. Yeah,
I really
love a restaurant tea.
Yeah, but like kratom just is. It's only going to be as good as a reflection of your lifestyle. And so like if you have like a horrible eating lifestyle, then you shouldn't take it. But people take it and they flood Reddit with just like bad reviews of kratom. They're like, I felt like shit. But like, yeah, because you had fucking 5 Cokes with your kratom.
So kratom is like a drug for vegans.
That's exactly what it is. That's absolutely true.
Wow.
That's completely
so if you're
correct.
eating really clean, does it mix well with proteins, or you're thinking like if you ate like beef liver, would that upset your kratom?
No, I don't think so. I've never had a problem with any type of meat, fat.
So it's really more processed foods that disrupt your kratom experience.
Well, I don't know what it is about fucking food. It's drinks. It's always drinks that fucks me. Oh, here's the other fucking crazy thing. Chewing gum fucks up your kratom, dude. It fucks up your kratom experience really bad. I don't know why.
Chewing gum.
Like spearmint chewing gum. If I put it in, I immediately feel like fucking dog shit. So I can't do that. And I think it's because there's aspartame in fucking chewing gum. But I think, so that's why I really assume it is. Like, and it's specifically Coke products. Like, it's always like, I don't have like a Sprite Zero. Because it's like, oh, is it the sugar? Is it the caffeine? No, it's the fucking... Because I did all the different types of sodas, and it was like all of them.
So you did a whole which soda pairs best with my Kratom.
Yeah, none of them works. And I
Now,
love soda.
do you ever try Are you always using the exact same Kratom product?
Yes, I've been using the same Kratom product. Like it's the only thing I've ever bought, just because I like consistency.
So you haven't wanted to maybe try a different Kratom product?
I can't wait until I perfect this one. So when I do upgrade, it's gonna be fucking crazy. I'm gonna have something. Probably I'll be onto something. Yeah. I take a really shitty brand too, so I'm like really excited to try like a pro brand.
Yeah, like I mean, because I would think you could have a Diet Coke on a really good premium Kratom extract supplement.
Yeah.
Where does Kratom come from?
Kratom is like basically what it's like a cousin or sister to coffee, and it's like basically what they were giving people in like Africa before they would go and hunt fucking elephants. Like it was like a crazy. Here we go. Here we go. Kratom says tree native to Southeast Asia with dose-dependent stimulant and opioid-like effects. It's a dried leaf material, and yeah, it's commonly consumed in the U.S. and Europe. Most of the adverse effects of kratom and its alkaloid mitragynine have been reported in the literature. Mitragynine. Toxicities associated with kratom consumption have focused on hepatic and cardiac and CNS effects. Yeah, it can fucking kill you. That's what they say all the time.
Oh, good. Well,
It's
as long as
real
it can
drugs.
fucking kill us.
No, it's drugs though, man. It's like fucking drugs. It's free drugs. You can just get in the store. Yep. Like you can just get.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Well, we are coming up on time. That's just so interesting. Let's follow up on this and your Kratom.
I want to talk about one more thing. Kratom.
What do you got?
Kratom is just a testament to what happens when something creeps up on the government and they don't attack it full force. The government.
You're saying it should be illegal?
Well, yeah, and that's what happens with all controlled substances is if you just get it, like, if you get it past one court case and they don't know what the fuck is going on and they fucking allow somebody to use it, you can argue that court case for fucking ever. So, like, they just didn't jump hard enough on Kratom and it got, like, totally ignored. And that's what's so fucking funny is, like, it's what could have happened to all drugs if we just shut the fuck up and stop putting things in newspapers all the time. It seriously is. I think libertarians need to be really paying attention to how fast Kratom was accepted. I mean, it's fucking drugs that that seriously should have would have been like a behind the counter thing, but just got ignored because of all the weed shit and all the fucking Adderall shit and all the heroin shit. And that's all I have to say about that. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely something we've covered on the show before, is that the war on drugs in general has been very targeted and never really just about the drugs themselves. But so this is an interesting case of a substance and its application that seems like it could definitely be dangerous. It's certainly powerful, but a lot of people really love it.
Oh, no. Like, it's I mean, like, especially if you're using it right, I seriously think that any adverse effect people are having with it are completely... Well, and that's the thing. Pro drugs have always been described as more usable with a common lifestyle. That's why people chase pro drugs. That's why pro drugs are more expensive. But if you're not using a pro drugs, they depend more on a pure lifestyle. And so people would be like, this makes me feel like shit. It's like, yeah, you had a fucking caramel macchiato and fucking 6 cheeseburgers before you ate it. You know, it's like... Of course it made you feel like shit. Like, it wasn't, your body like was just trying to digest so much sugar and syrup simultaneously, you know?
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I've always said that too.
Wow. I've been saying that.
No, I've always said that. Man, drugs, man. Once these fucking doctors stop getting paid, once people allow people to be doctors because they know a Marine, we're gonna get all kinds of fucking. We are in the prime years of just drugs and fucking being able to make them in our house, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be like an easy bake oven, but it's going to be like make your own barbiturates.
Oh, and did you hear about that fucking? That's exactly what's gonna happen. Somebody designed like an at home it's like a chemistry set, but it's like it can essentially make like it's like synthesize anything in an extremely pure way. I'll send you the breakdown of the design. But
sounds good.
It's a centrifuge and a couple of other things.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I was about to say. We're all going to have centrifuges. We're going to have air fryers, and we're going to have fucking our own Vicodin machines. We can make your own fucking Xanax at home. Small time bug chasers, guys. That's Jacob V Weekly. This has been fucking insane. This is against all my better judgment. If you want to know what we're plugging, go to the middle of the episode. We're at exactly fucking several minutes. So
that was good content. That was good
56. You're a kratom junkie. You're some kind of kratom zombie. You're drinking juice. You're fucking playing Smash Brothers, taking kratom. I don't even know you anymore.
We haven't even to do
you don't know how to work your laptop. I mean, this whole thing. Oh God! And I'm getting a text message from the wife. It's officially time to go.
Okay. I love you, bro. I'll see you.
I love you.
I'll